Hello and welcome back to Luxe Insider with me, Anita Khatri. March is a month that celebrates women, with International Women's Day at its heart. And when I think of a watch brand that has truly championed women, not only just today but historically, one name that stands out amongst the many is Blancpain. In a world where watchmaking has long been dominated by tradition, Blancpain quietly championed women long before it became a conversation. With the iconic Blancpain Ladybird, the brand didn't just design smaller timepieces. It's redefined that what women's watches could stand for. During the early rise of wrist watchmaking, Blancpain was led by a woman, an extraordinary legacy that still shapes its philosophy today. As women become increasingly influential collectors and connoisseurs, their presence in horology is no longer niche. It's powerful, informed, and growing. The modern woman isn't just choosing watches for aesthetics. She's asking about movements, she's asking about complications and heritage. And that shift is reshaping the future of watchmaking. I was fortunate to catch up with Alexios, Vice President Marketing of Blancpain, to understand how the brand approaches women's watches today, especially as it celebrates 70 years of the Ladybird collection. Let's hear from him. 70th year for Ladybird next year.
70th, yeah.
We cross our fingers, are super excited. What is it that Blancpain is going to unveil?
Yeah, well, when I arrived at Blancpain in 2011, it was not at all in my current position. I was, in Jordi's position doing PR at the time. And I read about the Blancpain women watches and realized that one of the arguments we had that was very strong at Blancpain was that we make complications for women, we make movements for the timepieces for women that were at the same level of finishing, of artistry, of watchmaking expertise, like for the men's watches. And other brands where, you take a quartz movement, you put some diamonds around. Well, we have never done quartz and we will never do quartz, but I think it shows some respect to women customers to really create products that have the same mechanical artistry as for the watches you do for men. So that's one thing. Now, if we go back to the 1920s and 30s, Blancpain was very known at the time and mainly known for very small movements, mechanical movements, destined to ladies. So these movements were very often dressed by jewelers. And this is the origin of the Ladybird that was presented in the 1950s. We have the smallest round automatic movement. But again, in the 30s, Marilyn Monroe had one Blancpain cocktail watch. So we have this big tradition, let's say, in women's models. And also we had the first owner and CEO of a watch brand at Blancpain, Betty Fischer, who took over the company in 1932.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
To give some perspective, it's only in the 1970s that women were allowed to vote in Switzerland. So 40 years before that, Blancpain had an owner and CEO that was a woman. So she was extremely strong in a men's world. And we have these photographs where she's seated and speaks, and you have all the men executives of the industry around her, and a very powerful woman. And I think this is important in our way of understanding. Women are strong, and we have to be able to respect them with strong products. And I think we have an advantage compared to other brands because we understand that. Of course, the product has to be beautiful, versatile, being able to change straps, adapt it to your look and mood. But I think we have an advantage in terms of understanding. Women today want and are interested in having products of quality, of mechanical excellence. And I'm looking forward here because it's the 70th anniversary of the Ladybird